sure how the microphone is going to pick up sounds today. Maybe it should be over this layer here, because I can, we'll just have to do that. So I can see this being in front of the cable. So I've got two cables and they're doing a classic over each other. But I don't want the mic to be behind the other one. Okay. Let's get back to work. Let's do the lates first. It's just different, isn't it? I don't really know if it hurt. Just doing it, that's too much. What's the time? It's 11 minutes past 7. Oh, Maria, that's funny. I was just with I earlier. The training yesterday was just as good as the others, which is sort of we're getting the experience but not feeling optimistic. I don't know how many training sessions I've felt optimistic after. We don't need to feel optimistic. We don't want to be sad as a kid. It's definitely ever. I don't want to be thinking about. I don't want to be negative. But your links are showing a lot quick. You're spinning the ball a lot with your legs. I like how Kira's in that outfit. You can still get 258. It's not even about 258. I guess you just need to, I don't know. The more that we do this, maybe we'll get out of my head.
Great double.
With the scores. But if you just have a habit of focusing on the scores, the only way you're going to get rid of the habit is by, I don't know, I actually don't know. I had it in my head and then I lost the logic. And it's different from
Amazing.
my head's thinking. I feel like breaking habits isn't really about getting rid of the habit. I guess it's about building on top of the habit. That's been my understanding of it. When you try breaking a habit, I guess you have it in your head that anytime you do the habit, it's bad. It's almost like when you make mistakes here, you might have a habit of doing something that causes the ball to spin too much or not spin enough. And you do it very often because it's a habit. But then you look at that and get upset because you don't want that habit. So then I don't know, I feel like if the narrative is you're breaking a habit, it kind of makes every time you do the habit feel annoying. I thought I got this video to do. Oh no, I did. But yeah, I understand why that happened. Let's see here, I feel like I'm succumbing to a lot of habits. What am I trying to say? I'm saying that shoot the ball at the same time. I'm saying that it's like I'm doing the same thing, but it's not what I'm trying to help Barbara do. See, it came out again. It was a bit better because of the overall spin that Barbara had on the ball. Pardon where the ball ended up. It was quite good. It's not a very late throw though. Yeah. I'm not sure we didn't really get that pin over. Number 7. Oh my goodness. That was a good strike though. Let's go. There you go. It's a bit better that last one. Too bad it's the last one, isn't it? Yeah. Yep, Emma, let's move again. Ready up.
Finish.
Steph, Anna, Barbara, 257. Because you got an 8 spare on your second throw, I think. Or did you get 2 8 throws at 8 spares together? By the way, because the second throw gave you the 8 spare. You had 18 points on your first frame, which meant the only way you could get a 258 is if you got a spare immediately after a strike, and that's not what you did. You got the spare on frame 6, 2 frames too late. Yeah, you got an 8 spare on frame 2. If the 9 spare was on frame 4, you could have gotten 258. Or if you got the 9 spare on frame 2 instead of an 8 spare. But then what probably would have happened, yes, is I would have been conscious of the 258. But that again, that's fine. That's just a habit. Let the habit be there, but then work on it. I seem to feel like if you allow the habit to be there, it's easier to work on building a new habit than it is if you're focused on trying to get rid of the habit. Just let the habit sit there. The habit's not going to hurt you more than it already has. I don't know. That's what my brain's thinking. I actually don't know why we're doing this, Barbara. I think I know why. It's also related to habits. What's that, Barbara? Well, after the last session I said to myself, really all we need to be doing is working with the special aids. But I think because of training with you and not I think I went into this session thinking, yeah, just start off the normal way. So then I forgot, oh no, we're not actually supposed to be here, we're supposed to be the special aids. There's still value to doing this, but I don't think for me,
Great double.
that's what I need. I think also because then I start focusing too much on the technique. See Barbara there, it's offset. She's got the strike, but it was offset, wasn't it? And then I'm focusing too much on getting that bit precise when I don't actually need to focus. That's a late throw. I don't need to focus too much on it because we already know how to do it, at least subconsciously. But then the special links act as a distraction because we're not actually focusing on the technique as much, or at least I'm not as focused on the technique as much as I am focused on avoiding the obstacles. The technique becomes a background thing. There's Anna. That was frame 5. Standing up today. Yes. Number 7. Oh well. Because I'm not giving Barbara the right signals. Was it too close? I'm not sure if it was too close. Again, the spin is so precise, I think. With the timing of Barbara's throw as well. It's very precise. And that throw is a bit different. Go! Oh, it was offset. The position that Barbara's throwing is really capable. The form looks good. Clean and she is her pink eyes. You can actually hear that bird, that's crazy. You can actually hear that. That bird was loud. That bird was loud. It's the one problem I have with this audio sound. That bird is so loud. So that's the one bit where the bird is mesmerizingly loud. What the other bits? Is that the end? No. Can't even be bothered to keep this going. I'm so sorry about it. I need to bowl as if it bowled forever. And it's one more through. Don't be scared. It's fine. I just don't have any confidence in the technique at the moment, but how else is supposed to improve? If you can't be bothered to throw, like Anna said,
finish.
Pointed stars, got 290. Again, the score doesn't mean anything. Your earlies were sort of all over the place. Some of them were alright. Some of them were, like the guy back there saying, got 290. time for a mix, but it starts with the legs because he started with the legs. And Barbara's happy. Not really, I don't know. I think it's good to be happy like Barbara. You're so brown. I was playing with I yesterday. It's such a contrast.
Nice
That strike means nothing. Oh, that's inside. Oh, did that pin hit pin number 10? Pin number 1 went up in the sky. Oh, and the back of it hit pin number 10. That's what it looked like. Oh, but he got they got 2 strikes together. No. We're finished with we take those. Let's see, even Emma's saying no, that wasn't good enough. I'm finished with we take those. We take those as that's. No, but I didn't even like that to begin with. I was at a point where I was saying, you know what? I can't be bothered. But now I'm bothered, isn't it? We take those as not my narrative, I'm sorry. Again, it was a strike. What? That was not a ghost. That was, in my opinion, that was not. And that wasn't even an early trade either. He's like, yeah. It's 3 and 5 now. This isn't early. There's a bit where it's like your body needs to physically remember how you're doing the technique. You could have a really good day, but then the next day your posture's not the same, or the way you approach the swing isn't the same, and so then the output isn't the same. Yeah, it's like that with real life bowling. Bowling in my world is like that. But then, that's not the same as this. So I guess it's, with real life bowling, it's a lot harder to be precise, I would argue. But, putting some of the technicalities of bowling in my world also apply to bowling in Barbara's world as well. I know, but it doesn't matter. I'm just telling myself here. Because I can see what Barbara's score is, but it doesn't mean anything. That's that thing. Whereas, I know that, okay, Barbara's doing well, so let's not talk and distract yourself again at the same time. It doesn't matter. Because we're not there. This means nothing. Especially if it's just a one-off early throw. You see that pin there? It went into the wall and came back. That's pin number 4. Oh. Well, she didn't get it, but it's like the throw was bad anyway, so if she got it, it would have just been... Why? Oh, yeah, that's too much. Also, quite slow as well. But Barbara missing that strike. Again, it's just...
Finish.
Well, if Barbara got it... You actually got 288 for once. If Barbara got it, it wouldn't have been... For me, it wouldn't have been that incredible, because... Unless I understood it or something, I don't know. Because I would have been thinking, well, that strike didn't make sense, sorry. All of those strikes at the start, the only strike that made sense to me was the one at frame 5. Then some of her strikes started to make sense, then the other ones didn't, so the fact that she even got 288 points is beyond me. What were we trying to say? We were trying to say that, what is it? Yeah, so real life bowling, those things like body posture, your body has to get used to that, has to, I think, to some extent consciously as well as subconsciously remember the way that you do that walk up, the way that you swing, the pace that you swing at, because you have to do it in such a rhythmic way, question mark, or a precise way, in order to get that exact result. It's like, if you're using a tool assisting program, it just all happens for you. And Barbara's experienced that because Barbara's had CPU help as well. And a lot of the time when Barbara uses CPU help, her strikes can actually end up exactly the same, because she throws exactly the same. But it's a different experience for Barbara. You can confirm this if you want to, Barbara, when she's using my help instead of the CPU's help, because when she's not using CPU help, the inputs that she's receiving aren't always the same. They're quite varied. Even if they're similar, they're not exactly the same a lot of the time. At least between each of the throws, from throw to throw, the inputs are not exactly the same. So she's getting a different experience from each swing, each frame. She's having a different experience. Well, she says she quite likes that about bowling with me, but what it does mean is that if the way that I do each swing is not the same, then to some extent it's no surprise that the strikes end up differently. Or not just the strikes, just the way the ball spins and how it interacts with the pins is different each time. But I'm saying, if you're going for very precise strikes, then to some extent you need to remember, your body might need to remember, oh dear, your body, because I've got the cables, isn't it? Your body might need to remember how you do that swing, and how, because for example, when I'm standing up, I kind of do what Barbara does when she crosses her legs, as she does that swing. Barbara crosses her legs. I do that as well when I'm standing up sometimes, but sometimes I don't do it the same. You may have heard me say at times, the Joy-Con ends up too close to my legs because the way I'm swinging is different. I haven't built a habit of swinging in the exact same manner. I guess I have a general habit where Barbara's earlies end up a certain way. Like there's like a range of different ways that I do her earlies, but each swing sits within that range, if that makes sense. And same for the lates, which includes the mistakes where either she still does it early or the ball still ends up in her hand because I've done it in a weird way. Well, I haven't built a habit where Barbara's earlies are consistent or relatively consistent, and the same for her lates, because the way that I'm actually moving my body, especially when I'm standing up, isn't always the same each time. And that's a skill that that you would develop as a bowler in my world, but I'm also saying that for us in my world, helping people in Barbara's world play, there's still an element to moving your body in a similar way each time. If you're consciously thinking that that's exactly what you're doing, but it's actually not what you're doing, then it's not going to come out the same each time. It's quite classic to have a bowling area inside a shopping mall. So really, that place you're looking at is actually a shopping mall. But they have a big sign saying, "Hey, you can play bowling here," and then people come. You get stuff like that in you get that in retail parks in my world, as well as supermarkets, shopping centres in my world as well. You might have a sign that says bowling. You can do bowling here, and then there'll be other amenities in the area. So it's not like it's just a bowling place. It's also a place where you can do clothes shopping. You can see the clothes up there. And it looks like there's a library up there, and other things too. I wonder if that's too early. I mean, the throw was late, but I think Barbara did swing a bit early. I think if she swung it early, but at the same time that she did, she probably would have hit the gate. Tomoko, what are you doing here?
Fair.
Well, both you and Barbara seem to be asking for you to play with me. Is Hiroshi? I'll consider it. It looks like Maria's still playing. Oh, it's this one. It's this one. How do you do this one? I mean... Look, we don't know. What would that look? Just that extra bit. Well...
Strong.
It happened so fast. It's still like that. Don't look up. Next to Barbara. I think that's a late. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. He said, why are you sorry? You know I'm sorry. Yeah. Even that, I think that's a habit. Because I've done that so many times, and then I forget that that's something that we do.
Nice streak.
Oh, look at you two. Training partners. Oh my god. There's this one. What if you use the late throw from here?
Double.
But I still don't like that though. Oh, sorry, Tomoko. Yeah, so I might have. Oh, Marissa's back. I might have a thought in my head like that. What if we did this, and then you're thinking, yeah, well, you know, you could try it, but if this doesn't go well, you're probably getting knocked out. It's a rough time to knock out.
Yeah.
That almost hit the pillar, I think. That was birds. Wonder what experience you'll have listening to the birds. Because they're not loud for me, and not for you. Let's do knock up. Trying things out. Oh, it's that split that I don't have a name for because it's a reduced parity split that's been reduced so much that it's no longer a parity split. You could call it a reduced parity split, but I think you're pushing it. I really don't have any other name for that split. Anytime I see that split, I want to call it a parity split. Not enough. No, to be fair, that thing that we just talked about, where it's oh, let's try this, and then it's, oh no, but if we try this, what if we blah blah blah, what if we mess up and get eliminated? I feel like that's just something we have to play in the Pro League to have that experience. I don't think there's any other way to counter that feeling. To be fair, the fact that sometimes we have that feeling here and we're not in the Pro League, I feel like there's something that we can still have that practice here first, and then go into the Pro League, but in the exact same way, where we're looking at something and thinking, could we try this? And then we're thinking, oh no, but if we try this, blah 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 blah, and then we say, okay, well, you know what? Doesn't matter. Let's try it anyway.
Great double.
You have to fail or lose. You have to lose to win. You have to fail to succeed.
Go, go.
You have to fail in order to succeed. Oh, see, like, Tomoko's crazy. I've never seen Tomoko this frustrated. She said, it's alright, don't worry. No, it's fine, it's just funny. You're saying you wouldn't use the word frustrated.
Finish.
Well, you are a character, aren't you, Tomoko? She's laughing. What's up, Barbara? You actually only got 2 spares. And they're both 8 spares. The frame 8's one, that was the parity one with the 3 islands. You almost got the split, but you didn't because you took out half of the parity split before you even got the. Could you imagine? Because when you get a parity split, most of the time people only knock over 2 pins. But what Barbara did is she actually knocked over those 2 pins before she even got to the second throw, which meant that she could just knock over the other 2 pins and then get the spare and get the triangle. But the whole reason why the parity split is such a big thing is because you only get 2 pins from it. So I guess it's funny when you actually get half of the parity split knocked over before you even get the second throw. the gates are still here. I'm feeling hungry even though I had some cereal earlier. Although I was supposed to, what's the time? We might actually end up getting the food that I was not sure if we end up getting. I guess we'll see how long we last here. I'm thinking, what's his name? You know who we're going to talk about? Yes, it's him, Tom. Oh, has Barbara told you about? Oh, I did. Interesting. Yes, Mr. Matt Holson. Mr. Matt. Oh, how do you say his name? Holson, Tim. The legend, right? He's like the running parody. Can you imagine parody actually does run in? I don't know. I think we're just saying words because we feel stupid. Oh, Tomo doesn't feel stupid. She looked quite happy there. Yes, Matt. Okay, well, what about Matt Holson? Also, we have to... I'm not sure if we have to specify that it's Matt Holson, because we could be talking about Meta C+, because I guess... Well, if you've never heard me talk about Matt Holson before, and we're done talking about a person named Matt in the context of Nintendo Switch Sports, there are probably only 2 Matts that you're going to think of. And because we're just sat here in the Pro League, I don't know, I feel like it's quite easy to think, oh, Matt Holson. No, not Matt Holson. No, C+. Anyway, I think that's just me being silly. And this bird, can you hear this bird? Wait. Oh, we only got 1 pin. Right, we got a pin at least, Barbara. So what's the thing that Matt... Oh yes, so Matt Holson, he doesn't get to eat all the time. But he actually got 9 pins out of that. Alright, so I have a challenge for you, Barbara, and to be honest, I think Leisure Hook would actually make this work. My question is, could you, from this spot, get the ball all the way to pin number 1 without hitting the bar? Let's give it a try. I don't think we'll make it work though. No. That would not have even gotten you a strike, Barbara. Not even close. I'm feeling really hungry now. My head is hurting. I'm saying Harry Spindler. Yeah, I know, but you, Barbara. I'm thinking Harry Spindler. We got all the pins on table. Yeah, so Matt Holson doesn't always get to eat, and part of the reason he doesn't get to eat is because he might do his training at 3 in the morning, say hello to the 5 pillars of bowling, and then, no, Matt doesn't say hello to that, he doesn't play bowling. Hold on. Yeah, not enough spin, Barbara. Oh, this feeling is terrible. I kind of like it though. Oh, I thought that was funny. Yeah, if I'm hungry, I guess I don't have the capacity to overthink, question mark. So, it's almost like being hungry makes me less anxious. It sounds weird. It's like maybe my anxiety gets focused on the fact that I'm hungry. So then I start making less thoughtful decisions. Yes, this is true, but then because all we're doing is this, I feel like we're less likely to be worried, and then even the earlies and the lates themselves, they just come out a bit better. Not all the time, but quite often I feel they do, because we're not thinking too much about what to do, just do it. And even here, I think, okay, let's try late. Let's try late. Nah, which is Dani's way. I thought it might have been that. It felt like an early throw to me. Okay, we can go here and try. Applying Fumiko spin, but doubt it will work. That did not. We almost got it though. Just for a moment, it just really, you feel it, the hunger. I's not even here. Just overwhelms me for a minute. I'm sure you heard my stomach earlier, because I felt it. I did feel my stomach. But I don't think I felt that and thought, yeah, I'm feeling hungry. Now, what I'm going to advise you is to not make yourself hungry so that you can play this game better. I don't think you should do that to yourself. And that's also not what Matt does. What happens with Matt is his training is important. Yeah, that looked like too much. His training is important, so he's going to fit it in, but sometimes that does mean that he doesn't get to eat when he wants to eat. Because if he would then eat, either his training gets sacrificed. Mr. Bird. Either the training gets sacrificed or his work gets sacrificed. He can't sacrifice his job because that's like a long-term investment. So because he's driving a bus as well, there are several thousands of people that will rely on it technically, because it's like, I know he won't necessarily serve 1,000 people, but even if he's not, his service affects the other service. So if he's not there on time, other people end up being affected. It has an effect on future services if he's late, for example. So he can, but it's best that he doesn't sacrifice his work just so that he gets food. And he doesn't want to sacrifice his training for food either. So if he has to fit in his training, he'll do that and not eat, just so that he's gotten the training done, and he'll find some way to fit in eating later. And I believe we were talking about that because, as I've said, I'm hungry, but we're training. And I probably could, I don't know if and when we'll get back to training afterwards. Eating today, as far as I'm concerned, it might be that we order food to come to the house. If that is the case, I'm going to have to be on standby for the food to come. To focus on this one. I don't know what we're doing. Oh no, bother. There's generally some special things where I can't just go into autopilot because I actually don't know. Okay, so what would we do? You have no idea it's Tomoko, that's fine. We're here. You know what? It's annoying because you don't get to do this one over and over and over again. But I guess it's worth noting, well, how much spin would you get if Barbara just threw the ball from here? I don't know if you could do that, because it'll be grinding along the edge of the bridge. See, this is a platform, but we call it a bridge because it's crossing a gap. So then, yeah, I really don't like that. It's possible, but I don't like it. So if Barbara threw, she has a good window to throw from this spot here. But if she does, then I could see her getting from this angle. If she just threw straight, she'd knock into pin number 4, maybe pin number 2. It's quite a bit of hook that she'd need. I think that was enough. Can't figure it out. I need something else to teach me about applying spin. Quite a thing that we don't understand spin control yet. To be honest, that's one of the biggest things about the special links. Because if you don't have spin control, then
Nice strike.
how are you supposed to know how much to hook the ball for a certain special link? Especially when there are platforms that reduce how much the ball will spin. That does make me think that the bulk of the training is going to come from. Could she do it here? Yeah, but she'd have to throw it early though.
Great double.
I understand weak parry spin and Barbara's normal technique a bit better, but when it comes to heavier parry spin and fumiko spin, that's where I need brain training there. You got your driving theory test and your driving practical test. They're two different things. You can't really do your driving practical test if you don't understand the theory behind it. But I'll ponder on that for a minute. Let's see here. This, I think, is that late. No, that was bad. Okay. So then when I said what I said, right, it's true and it's false. It's false because you could not know what you're doing to pass the test, but then pass it just by doing the things arbitrarily that you're supposed to do. In other words, let's say you have to wait at a red light. You might not even know that you're supposed to do that, but you just see the red light and think, oh, stop, just stop. Or you might even stop because there's a red light, yes, but there are also people at the red light. So then you're thinking, oh wait, no, we need to stop. Late. It was, the hook was good, but the spin was good. Well, the ball spin was good. Because Barbara's not spinning. All she does is she twists her wrist. So what would you call that? Your twist was good. In which case, I guess you could say Barbara hooks the ball, right? So your hook was good. I just don't seem to like that phrase. I don't know why, I just don't like it. No, really, before even super hook was a thing, to say your hook, it just felt wrong. Because it doesn't describe what the ball's doing. The ball's not hooking, the ball's spinning. That's too much. I'm thinking, if you were to subconsciously understand even then that's kind of risky, because what if you then get, no, I'm not sure. Yeah, if you get overwhelmed, then it's harder for you to remember the rules. I'm not sure. If you're consciously aware of this, then even when you're stressed and your capacity is reduced, at least you I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm saying, but what I do know is that it's probably best that you consciously as well as subconsciously understand what it is that you're trying to do. If you can only use one part of your brain, I guess, if that makes sense, then I feel like that doesn't surprise me. Based on the throw, I felt like I would be slightly surprised if she got the strike there. Yeah, that really felt bad. What we got? Skinny platform. Oh, it's more of a bridge. She'd have to hook it a bit more to get that from here. Oh, it's close. Certainly, I feel like Fumiko's spin is harder for me than Harry's spin. There's the 3 dancing bars. Are you dancing too, Barbara? From there, late. You don't think so?
Strike.
You got it. That was a good strike too. So 3. Oh, I forgot that was hungry. Now I've just remembered. Hungry, I. Passing your driving test. Says Tomoko. Fine. Flip. The ball went. Yeah, a bit. You got it without, but. Quite an offset throw. Tomoko's ready. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Where are the snacks?
Finish.
Oh, they're over here. But you know what happens when you get the snacks? You start getting these microphone noises that you don't like. And then I'm adding special effects of my voice. Just some chocolate. That's good. We talked about benchmark yesterday. Barbara didn't play that great, but she got 190. But also, that applies to Perry as well. Because, from experience, she sometimes gets scores like this with the special rings as well. Well, usually she doesn't perform much worse. Question for Sky, although it may be rhetorical. What do you think your benchmark is? Let's see. A benchmark is a benchmark. A benchmark isn't your peak, but it's not. But it's like your average low. It's not even your average low because if it was your average low, it would imply that you get scores worse than that. But that rarely happens. That's my definition here of a benchmark score. So if we were to say that Peroni's best benchmark score is 150, which we're only basing off of Barbara since they're fairly evenly matched. At least in the past, because Barbara hasn't had any for ages. We take that session where Sky won the match with Annie in it. Annie's score there wasn't her benchmark, it was a bit higher, but like we said, your benchmark is your lowest. Your lowest, right? So I guess what I'm saying is, I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. Sky's benchmark could be lower than Annie's benchmark, but that doesn't mean that Sky can't get a higher score than Annie. Because if Sky's benchmark is his lowest score, Annie could be performing at her benchmark, but Sky could be not performing at his benchmark. If Sky's not performing at his benchmark, his score could be higher, and the score that Annie gets closer to her benchmark could be lower than a score that Sky could get, because like we said, Sky's not always going to play at his benchmark. More than likely he'll play above it. So even if his benchmark was lower than Annie's, it doesn't mean that he can't surpass Annie in a match, which is what happened. Well, this was almost a year ago though. I guess the other thing about benchmarks is that if your benchmark is higher, on paper it does also mean that you're more likely to win the match. Pardon me. Because, what am I thinking? Let's say instead Annie's benchmark was 200 and Sky's benchmark was 150. Barbara's benchmark is 150 and she can get 300 points, but her benchmark is half of that, whereas Annie's benchmark is 200 in this example. So that means if Barbara has a game where she plays closer to her benchmark, let's say Barbara and Annie both have games that are benchmark games and they have it in the same match as each other. Because Annie's benchmark is higher than Barbara's, even if they're both playing at their worst, Annie will play better than Barbara because Barbara's benchmark is lower. So I guess what we're looking at is, on average, it's possible that most of the players in the S rank league have a higher benchmark than the players in the A rank league. But like I said, you don't always play at your benchmark. So what that means is got another burp. If you have several games where you're playing above your benchmark, then it may seem like even like the game will look at that and say, well, let's not even talk about the game, because in Barbara's world there are actual people who assess your skill, your performances, and they say, okay, yeah, you did well, let's rank you up, let's increase your rank. For us, for people in my world, we just see it as the game gives you a rank, gives you points to rank up to the next level, etc. Is that bad? If you have a lot of games above your benchmark, then you're more likely to win matches, and then your rank meter goes up. You reach the next level. But then if you start having some benchmark sessions, and your benchmark is 150, as we've described with Sky, for example, Sky could play a game and get, I'm saying he could play a game and get 300. I don't know if he's done it, but he could do it. Sky could do it. No, seriously, because there have been times where Sky's got like five strikes in a row, something like that. He can do it. Sky can do it. He can get 300. So if Barbara's playing at her benchmark, but Sky is having one of those 300 games, Barbara can't compete. So if you have a bunch of benchmark sessions, then you're more likely to lose, and so then your rank meter goes down. It goes back down, and you might have some above benchmark scores, and that takes it up, and then back down, back up, back down. So the reason why you might find yourself ranking up and ranking back down, ranking up, ranking back down, is because your benchmark is still quite low, but you don't always play at that level. So when you're not playing at your benchmark, you go up. When you're having a benchmark game, you go back down. And the special lanes kind of throw that around. Yeah, they'll throw that around as well, because you may just so happen to get a special lane that you don't understand, and then that can throw you off as well. Although that's kind of incorporated with the benchmark as well. So even with the worst of special lanes, Barbara can still get a score 150. She has gotten worse before, but it usually doesn't happen. Especially if Barbara and I are doing things that we know. If we're experimenting a bit, or we're not fully focused, that can take the score down as well. But if we understand what we're doing, good chance she gets 150 at the bare minimum. But 150 is not good enough to win matches, even in the A rank league. If you're lucky and everyone's having a benchmark game, you're sure maybe 150 will give you the victory. But in a lot of cases, 150 is not good enough. You need to be performing higher than that if your goal is to reach the higher leagues. So I guess once you can see your benchmark rising, maybe that's a sign that you'll be prepared for the higher leagues. That's making me go back to what I said before, which is that Barbara can reach the Infinity Rank League now, but to do that, she can't have any benchmark games. Well, she could have some, but the majority of her games can't be that, because it would then take her rank down, because she's losing games. And sometimes those benchmark sessions can get her eliminated in the first round. And that's why you're losing the most points on your rank meter. So if your benchmark, if it's relatively low, you're more likely to not be able to be continuous like that. And I guess that's why, for me personally, I'm looking at Barbara's average. Just looking at like, what does Barbara do across a session? For example, across a training session, what's Barbara doing? Or across the training sessions. So, I mean, you might think between now and last year, now and last month, what was Barbara's sort of lowest score? And if I'm seeing a lot of 150s and stuff, then I'd be thinking, okay, yes, it's sort of around there. And then when she sort of does okay, it might be around the 180s, 190s. We've seen that so many times. 191 she kept getting, 181 she kept getting. You see the 190 scores quite often from Barbara in special lanes. That's like an average, and then sometimes she has these really good ones where you're getting the 230s, 250s and stuff. But those are her better games that she gets that score. That doesn't come too often. I'd say her average is 190, her peak is 240-ish, 250, her peak is like 250, her average is around 190, and her benchmark is around 150. But again, I look at 150 and saying, good luck winning matches with 150. So you could be doing your Pro League run, have a 150 game, and you get knocked out round 1, round 2, and that's it. You play again, same thing happens, and then it's just, well, what's going on? Because no one said that you can't have more than one benchmark session in a row. Also, no one said that you can't have more than one peak session in a row. But if you're not able to produce those peak sessions consistently, then you're not going to reach anything ultimately. Unless your benchmark is just so high that it doesn't even matter. Again, if your benchmark is 200, that's serious stuff. Seriously. I know I just said seriously again, but I'm saying that it's serious stuff. If your benchmark is 200, you're quite a formidable opponent. And I haven't seen that from anyone that we've re-encountered time and time again. Maybe it's because we get knocked out too early to see them. Or it's just because we're not producing the results every time we see them. Is there anyone out there producing 200 scores at the bare minimum? Interesting questions. I had this video that I was planning to have a look at, but the training took all the energy out. Alright, I think we'll order around 850. That's if I can give up, because I would like to keep going with this, but I seem to be very keen. What about the driver's license thing? it's kind of the same thing, isn't it? It's not the same thing, but the topic's a bit similar. So actually, before we do that, I want to get this next video uploaded. Sorry, microphone noises. I forgot. Okay, so they got. Oh, I've just uploaded the first training session. What the second one is? The one that we did on the 16th of January. This one's 102.12, which is this one. Personally, not keen on the way YouTube's changed its user interface for mobile users. When you upload a video, everything was laid out, and what they've now done is they've simplified it, which I guess is fine, because the things that they simplified, they're the things that people don't care about, or it's the things that people always have set by default, so they don't really check those things. But then for me, the things that they've hidden are the exact things that I change or review each time. So the fact that I now maybe have to go through another submenu to access it, and then another submenu to access it, feels more time consuming than how it was before, where everything was just there. That's simple. Our video's not uploading. That's the second training session. That's going to take 22 minutes. And the bird's going crazy again. Okay, so driver's license. You could understand how to drive. It's a bit of a weird one actually, because even when you take the driving test, the practical one, you could have read the book, but then on the actual day, I don't know, you make a mistake, and then because of that mistake, you end up failing the test. Even though you've read the book, but you could also not read the book, do everything correct, but not because you understand, not because you remember everything from the book, just because you decided to do this. It just so happened to be the right thing. You get a license, cool, but then when you actually start driving, you're thinking, okay, but I actually don't know what happens when you do this and when you do that. I don't know. I guess that's more of a criticism of how good is the driving test. I don't know, because I've never taken it, and it is different in different countries, I imagine. But it would have to be, because in America you drive on the right hand side. Yes, because you also walk on the right hand side, question mark. Whereas here, you drive on the left. Even though everyone likes to walk on the right hand side still, which is... yeah, so... yeah. If the driving test is good, then it will test everything that's in the theory test. So I'm not sure if that analogy works. It might do in some context, but I'm not sure what that context is. We did say we wanted to practice Fumiko spin, and we kind of have to use it here, but I guess we've gone back to special, only the special ones. I'm going to get up maybe around 8:50. Stop. Nope. Yeah, that's way too much. That's it. 1 pins. You're finished, Mr. Mako. Yeah, I know how that feels, Tamako.
Nice strike.
Not kind of delayed throw did help with it. Michael. There's this one. Let's just have to look at it and see if it looks right to you. I mean, that looks okay, but Tomoko, you look like you're crying. Well, she started laughing so much. Well done.
Great double.
You just about swiped to pin number 7. And you almost missed that pin. Where are we looking at? Harry spin. I think it was too much. What do you mean it's too much? She got the strike. Look, I know what I'm talking about. There's this one. Oh, Tomoko. It's nice training with you. I think this one always. Yeah.
Spare.
I'm feeling the hunger again. No, not the hunger for drinking water. Hunger for food. I don't feel any food from Infinity stuff, so it doesn't make me feel like unsatisfied. Right? Why are we even going for it? Well, we told you already. It's to help the community. In some really weird sideways fashion. We're going to help the community. Whilst by helping the information we're sharing be more accessible. Yeah, not quite. It's weird, you know, it's like, what I'm thinking of is, I'm thinking of, you know the silly thumbnail stuff? Where you have like a meta thumbnail to get people's attention. This is kind of the same thing. What makes me more comfortable with it? I guess because it's something you can see in the game. Well, maybe. No, it has something to do with that. I'm not sure if I can describe it properly. Because the Infinity rank is just a part of the game. Just like Tomoko is, Barbara is, Tyrone is, he's there, Maria, Marissa, they're all part of Nintendo Switch Sports. So
Strike.
I can just show you this without making a big scene out of it. Whereas with those meta thumbnails, you're making a bigger scene out of something than it actually is in a lot of cases. Or with the titles. I mean, do I really want to talk? I still don't like talking about these people because I'm not trying to be. I don't see them as enemies. They don't have to be seen as enemies. What are we talking about? So what? let's not use that term. Let's use like a pseudo version. Let's say I made a video and I titled it Harry Spin. And you just have, I don't know, Harry or someone and they're like this, and they're saying, look, I'm going to hook like this. That was quite good. And then you get a perfect game like that.
Spin.
There are two ways to do it. So I just said you title the video Harry Spin. That's pretty abstract. If you don't know what Harry Spin refers to, it's not going to necessarily, I don't know, make someone think, oh, you got this amazing thing using this
Finish.
special technique, that sort of thing. 199. Because that was not Barbara's best game, and she still got 199 points out of it. Yeah, I'm thinking there's a way about how you title videos. If you just had it titled Harry Spin, and it just has a picture of Harry throwing the ball, a bit like the thumbnails you see of Barbara just throwing the ball. It isn't necessarily a, oh look, Barbara got a strike. No, we're not throwing that in your face. It's just an abstract screenshot of a moment from the gameplay that in some way matches the title. I can give you an example. Sorry. So in the Pro League's early days, in the Barbara and the Pro League, Barbara and the Bowling Pro League, in the earlier days of the Barbara and the Bowling Pro League series, we use this as the thumbnail because it has Barbara and she's throwing the ball. I'm not sure if there's, yeah, that's it. Barbara's there, she's throwing the ball. So you know it's to do with Barbara, it's to do with bowling. But that's it, that's all you see in the thumbnail. So there's nothing here that you can technically, if you understand the game, you kind of know that Barbara gets a strike here because of the nature of the replay. But if you were to exclude that, there's nothing here that says Barbara gets strikes a lot, or Barbara's so cool she can get 300 points. We could have had it be Barbara, and you can see that she gets, like, her best score is 300, or you can see in the thumbnail Barbara's got 300 points. I think that would attract more attention than something like this. This is just a moment in Barbara's bowling life, if that makes sense. That's what you're seeing here. And then it's titled Barbara in the Bowling Pro League. If you titled it Barbara in the Bowling Pro League and you had something like, you can see Barbara's ranks S, or it's like, here's where Barbara got 300 points and her rank is S whatever. I guess it kind of sets the scene, but in a more meta format in my head. That's how I see it. Because she's doing the thing that people immediately want in the thumbnail. So you don't get a chance to see if it happens or not. You're just being thrown, oh look, Barbara's all this, Barbara's all that. I guess I'm not sure. So we could have a thumbnail like that, but instead it's Haru and she's on the other side using Haru Spin. And in the video is titled Haru Spin. I guess it gets you thinking, wonder what Haru Spin's about. But if you want to find out what it's about, you have to actually watch the video. The video doesn't give too much away, but it gives you some insight as to what's being featured in it, but I feel like it could be, I'm not sure, something like you have two pictures. One is you can see how Harry's hooked the ball, and then the other screenshot shows Harry's final score as 300, and then that's giving you the, ooh, looks like Harry is super cool, I want to click on this video. That's kind of the difference between my thumbnail choices and what I would describe as meta thumbnail choices. So I guess what we're saying is we could reach the infinity, but this is what would happen, and it's happened with Tomoko already. Tomoko reached the infinity rank for basketball, but you wouldn't know that Tomoko's reached the infinity rank unless you either watched the video where Tomoko reached the infinity rank, or you watched some of the season 5 bowling sessions where I was using the pass which had the Basketball Pro League rank set to infinity, if that makes sense. It didn't set it to infinity, but in the season 5 videos of Barbara in the Bowling Pro League, I used the pass with one of Barbara's friends, and it shows that in the Basketball Pro League this pass is set for the infinity rank, if that makes sense. So if we were to enter the Pro League for basketball, we'd be playing in the infinity rank league. So you can see it in some of those videos. Those are the ones before Apple, because after some of the Apple ones we turned off the Pro League for everything, so then you wouldn't see it. But that's it. There's no other way you would know that Tomoko reached the infinity rank for basketball unless someone else who watched the video tells you that. The thumbnails don't tell you that. There are no thumbnails that tell you that that rank has been reached. But we were okay with that, because in the game it just shows that if your rank's on, it will just show it. We could prove that. We don't need to prove it, but we just demonstrate. Maybe try and capture the effect. Oh, you can't even see what's going on now. That's fine. We're here now. So I guess my only issue with this concept is that you have the choice to turn it on or off. So I guess it's like, oh well, he decided to turn it on, so I guess he wants to show it off. But besides that logic, also what's also kind of funny is that we had all of these ones off, which I guess is because I don't really play in those. Volleyball we tried a couple of times, badminton we tried a couple. I think Tomoko actually got that to D-, and it's bowling, and then we've never actually done it in golf. No, Tomoko did do it in golf. Tomoko did everything. She did everything in the Pro League. Tomoko did. I'm not sure if Blue Eyes did football in the Pro League. I'm sure. Yeah. So then. These ones are on. The only ones that were on was this, and then this, and that's it. Which I guess I was also fine with, because again, we don't play here that we haven't played much of these that often either. So then you go and okay, so let's say we go back out, and then start a session. And then okay, we're going to play some sports, and you just see the stuff there. Right? That's how the game would be laid out. the game would be laid out like this. So it's not like I'm making an extra effort to show you that the bowling rank is S2 and the basketball rank is S9. It's just there, and we don't necessarily direct your attention to it either. I won't necessarily mention that the rank is S2, the rank is S9, because it's not really important to the video. So I guess that's, I don't know. That was my logic towards, okay, get this to infinity, then it's just there. And then if people see it, maybe they get curious as to how it happened, and then they go back to watch previous sessions to see what happened. But through that, what are they getting? They're getting my commentary and my ideas, which I guess I'll be describing as a bit more laid back and less competitive, or more supportive to the other players as well, and that's what I want to promote. I'm thinking, I guess we can take leisure, for example. We can take leisure for example from as far back as 2023. So I believe that is the first time I actually found that channel. That was the first ever channel I saw that uploaded anything to do with this game. So you look through the videos on the channel and you think, okay, click on this. This is your first time visiting the channel, and then you just see this and you see that and you think, whoa, wow, this player's done stuff. I wonder what they've done, how it all went, and then you go back and have a look and browse and see, you know, what it was like. But also, because people are so fixated on high ranks, it means that there's a higher chance that they're going to want to watch, for example, Tomoko's run. This is a theory, this hasn't happened in practice, but also we haven't really shown the rank all too much of it either, which is the point that we're making. My nose, sorry. But let's say you wanted to know what it took to get that to that level. You might be more likely to check out the other videos that are on the channel to see what happened. I may need to pause, sorry. Because this sort of stuff feels controversial, so I'm not really happy talking about it. And that's what I'm feeling, so my brain's feeling stressed. The ranks do. Okay. What are you trying to say? I guess it also doesn't make sense because I don't really work like this, as I touched on briefly. I saw Leisure's channel years before I started making videos of this game. Well, at least a year, like several months before I started making any videos of this game. But I saw a lot of bowling 300 point stuff. And that, for me, that was a deterrent rather than a reason to check out the channel. So actually it pushed me away rather than drew me in. So I guess when I'm talking about, oh, this rank is S9, that means this person's interesting, I guess my brain is thinking, what? That doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't be interested. You know what, it actually did happen with Rohan as well, because I went to his channel and then I just saw infinity stuff everywhere and I thought, oh no. Oh no. Do I even want to click on any of these? But I guess the difference was he commented on Yellow's, the video with Yellow, looking at observations about the game, and what he said was quite interesting to me. So I guess that made me think a little bit differently about him, and that's why we stuck with him. And he's the only person with that rank that we've actually gone back to. Besides measure technically, but we'll think about this guy not regularly. We'll think about him more than the others. Rohan, he is the one Infinity rank player that we think about positively. But yeah, the rank doesn't draw me in, so it doesn't really make sense. But it does seem to draw other people in. Also, basketball, so many other people have done it already that it doesn't really make us stand out anymore than them, if that makes sense. We don't do basketball that much. Just throw more theories out, I suppose. Let's see if we can wrap this up. Let's see what I can do. Not the bird. We just have this fun music. Let's go away. Let's go away. Have the calm music. Yeah, see, just see if I was controlling. You enter the mode and the ranks are just that. Yeah, curiosity, isn't it? What the hell? No, that's actually a fair point. Because if we were to talk about Rohan again, I've known him for basketball, but you see how his ranks are for the other sports, and then there's golf, for example, and it was like Infinity 33 or something like that, and it made me think, I wonder what goes into Infinity 33. Also, there was that football person, he had Infinity level 12 or something. That was the first time we even knew that Infinity had numbers. We thought it was just, okay, you reached Infinity, that's it. It's just one rank, like B plus is just one rank. But no, it's Infinity 1, 2, 3, 4. So if Infinity has so many levels, we thought that was really cool, because it meant that even when you get to Infinity, it's not like everyone plays the same. There's still differences in ability once you get to that point. We thought that was cool. Oh, also in that football session that I watched from that Japanese person with the rank, we thought that the way they were playing together, there was a sense of community, which I thought was quite fun as well. Nothing I've had playing the sport with any of Barbara's friends. Oh no, when it's Barbara with her friends, for example, we do kind of feel that with the stamps at least. But with other people from my world helping other characters, I haven't felt that sense of community. That's been missing. I've had the opposite, but I haven't had community, no. Not from football. No. To be honest, I haven't had it from many sports. Yeah, interesting with Rohan, because I remember how I saw he had the Infinity rank for so many, or he was in the Infinity rank league for so many other sports. And then I looked at bowling. You know, bowling's my sport, isn't it? And I'm thinking, it's just S4. Surely he can do more of that. I know he can. If I can, then he can. Because I don't know, it's just in my head. I feel insignificant. I feel like he's something better than me. So if I can do it, then he should be able to do it too. So then I actually watched his bowling. I was more curious about his bowling because his rank was actually lower. So it kind of had the same effect, but it was reversed. It was, oh, so you're your bowling rank's lower than all these others that are infinity. I wonder what your bowling is like then. I'm curious. I guess that's kind of the effect that I wanted Tomoko's Infinity Rank run to have, where you go to play globally, you just see all the sports, and Rohan, for example, wasn't necessarily talking about his bowling. I could just see that his bowling rank was S4. So you might just see that the rank for basketball is Infinity, and you think, huh, so he's been there too. Well, you're not really supposed to think about me, but yeah, you might think, okay, so that the rank there is also Infinity. I wonder how that person got there, because I haven't seen anything about this person. Because you see lots of other people have reached it, but there's nothing obvious that says that we've reached it. So then you might look at that and become curious. Yeah. I guess that was I guess that was the idea. What is the feeling I'm having? That is no better to the meta thumbnails. Yeah, not sure about that one. Not sure. You probably already made your opinions. I'm still trying to challenge my own. What I said before is that the ranks are just a part of the game. You don't have to glorify the ranks for you to see them, but you can glorify a 300 or something like that. You can glorify a bowling game, a bowling playstyle, by using thumbnails or descriptions, as the words, with keywords to make it seem more exciting than it is. And when I say more exciting than it is, I'm not saying that it's not exciting at all, but I'm saying you can place more value on something than you otherwise would if you didn't place any value on it. I guess it's a bit like the parity split, because the parity split is just a split, but we're calling it a parity split. Well, the reason why we're calling it a parity split is for our own benefit. It's so that for me, that split's more fun. It's not to get people to think about Eddie, and it's also not to create special words that make us seem important. No, we just said it's a parity split because we keep seeing parity get it. Same with the Roma split, we just call it that because blah 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 blah. Haru spin, because it was only when I was helping Haru use Haru spin that she actually got a strike, and I never got a strike that way before. So then we said, oh, well, that's crazy that you got that strike, Haru, using that technique. And then we'd say, yeah, look, can you do it using Haru's technique? It became Haru's technique. You have to apply spin like this. It's Haru's spin. That's how it came together. Something like that. But it wasn't like a coolness factor kind of thing. I don't know. And maybe super hooks like that as well. Maybe superhook just feels too generic because super is one of those keywords, isn't it? Super, superior. If you can do super hook, it means your hook's better than anyone else's because it's super. It's not just hook, because that's what it is. It's just hook. You're just hooking the ball. Even Haru's thing, you're just spinning it in a certain way. But you're making it seem like it's the best. That sort of thing. So I guess that's also what I mean when it's you put an emphasis on the rank. I think my prediction is that if Barbara or whoever reaches it, we won't put emphasis on it. And that probably comes from the fact that we just don't care about the rank all too much. But yeah, if anything, it would just be a reference marker. And even Harry's spin is a bit like that. We talk about Harry's spin when it's relevant, but we don't use Harry's spin as a tool to say we're super cool, Harry's super cool. No, we just say Harry's spin. It's just how we refer to it. And that goes back to that thing about Switch Sports instead of Nintendo Switch Sports. Some people just call it Switch Sports. That's just how they refer to it. While other people probably pick up the term because it's what everyone else says and they want to feel like they fit in. Perhaps. We've done a lot of talking. What else can I think of? Yeah, Harry's spin is just a reference marker. So we'll talk about Tomoko's run in the Basketball Pro League because there are some things that we learned from there that are related to this. So we'll reference it, but we're not going to mention that stuff because, we should probably do that. We're not going to mention it because we're not going to mention it because it means that we're super cool. Because it doesn't mean that. We'll mention it if it has any relationship with this. Sometimes it does. We're going to have one more session. No, actually, I don't think we should have any sessions at all. I think that's it. Because it's nearly 9 o'clock. And this laptop is fully charged, so I just think I'll just stop. It's a bit sad that I can't express myself properly, but we'll just have to leave it as that. I can only do what I can do. I do need to make sure that I eat. We'll probably train again later. Oh no, because we'll probably run a tournament, won't we? Sort of not looking forward to that. I would like to look forward to that, but the fact is, if we're running tournaments, then what we're not doing is training. If I ran a tournament now, it would last maybe an hour and a half, and I don't think it's going to take me an hour and a half to eat my food, maybe 30 minutes. So I'll lose time, although to be fair, it does get balanced by the fact that we'd upload that video overnight, wouldn't we? So I don't know. That's the problem with training right now. Because we're infinitely behind where I want to be, we could just find ourselves training forever. That's why we put the 1 hour cap to begin with, because at least if it was capped to 1 hour, we wouldn't find ourselves doing exactly what we're doing right now. But then we also understand that if we don't play for more than an hour, we just won't have certain experiences. There are also certain experiences that you get from playing for longer amounts of time, which I think is also quite useful. I guess it depends on the way that we handle the Pro League as well. Because let's say you do your training for 1 hour, but then you have sessions in the Pro League that are longer than 1 hour. When you train for 1 hour, I think you indirectly could build some endurance towards playing for that length of time. But when it comes to playing for longer, you might not, and you might start feeling a bit differently, just on a subconscious level. And so if you intend to play in the Pro League for more than an hour, you might start slipping. So I guess how long you train for should line up with how long you intend to play in the actual Pro League. So let's say you train for 1 hour a day. When you play in the Pro League, you might play good for 1 hour, you might play well for an hour, then after that it may not be efficient for you to keep going. But I think that kind of depends on your mindset. How mentally strong are you? Because the physical part is very basic. You're just swinging in a relative fashion. And once you know how to swing and your body's remembered it and you just keep doing it, it's not going to be physically tiring because you, i.e. the person in my world, all you're doing is swinging a Joy-Con, so you'll be moving your arm and your shoulders, but as long as you're comfortable with the way that you're doing that, you shouldn't really feel much pain in that process. And what else? Yeah, that's it really. You might be moving your legs a little bit, you might be standing up, but then you can always sit down during the intermissions. So once you've learned the technique, you should be fine. It's just how long can you mentally last? Yeah. If you want to play in the Pro League for a couple of hours, it's getting me thinking actually. Yeah, if you want to play in the Pro League for a couple of hours, then it might be good to get your brain built for that. Before we did the basketball Pro League with Tomoko, I had these sessions of basketball with Barbara, which I recorded mostly for background noise. But some of them would be several hours long, maybe three odd hours, because I just have the game there, and then I do something, and then come back to it. A little session of 3-point challenge, and then break, come back. But the game's running for 3 hours, and sometimes we have a lot of sessions within a short amount of time, and in other times there'll be a long pause. Well, we play for a long amount of time, so I guess to some extent our brain was somewhat switched on to the game for that long. I wonder if that helped when it came to Tomoko's run, because a lot of those were at least 3 hours long. I'm sure there's one video that was 7 hours. 7 straight hours of Tomoko basketball. I didn't like it, but I think I've had experiences like that before, where I put myself through that. Maybe that's related to how they're able to last that long. That's probably got something to do with the reason why we'll just be here for maybe 3-4 hours, just bowling. We can do that because we've done it before in similar contexts. Not sure. I think I'm feeling a bit upset, but I think most training sessions will end that way because there's too much to articulate and I can't cover everything, so there'll be times where I could say something and someone will want to slap me for it, and I just have to take it. Do what you want. Also, I don't have to read comments, so I guess that helps, but I don't want people to have their... It's not about people leaving comments. it's about what people are thinking, because if people are thinking something that's negative, it means that the video is not helping them, and the purpose of this video is to be helpful. So if I'm saying something that's not helpful, and it's okay if what I'm saying isn't helpful immediately, because it might make more sense further down the line, but then it's up to the person to stick. I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't know if they're going to do that. I mean, let's put it this way. In a very hypothetical example, Leisure could have something in store for us, but I've already switched off. So I might just completely miss it. Leisure could give us a really brilliant lesson, and I'm not even there. So I guess that's what you don't want. That's what I don't want. But I don't know. So we'll just have to go. We need to get the food. Yeah. See you later.